EFCC seizes Betta Edu ex-minister's passports as investigation into alleged fraud continues. So this matter is still progressing. Betta Edu is the immediate Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, and the ex-minister is Sadia Umar Farouq, and both of them are in EFCC net as we speak over the 37.1 billion naira fraud that is currently being investigated. And so a new development in this matter is that EFCC has seized their individual passports, meaning that they cannot travel outside the country. They will remain in the country as long as the investigation is ongoing. So, but the question is, why are they not in the EFCC custody? Meanwhile, the other 3 bank chiefs are in EFCC custody. They need to align that properly. But again, let's dive into the details to see how the matter was handled. The EFCC and Financial Crimes Commission has seized the passport of the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, and her predecessor, Sadia Umar Farouq, over the ongoing investigations into scandals in the ministry. The scandal involving Edu burst open after a leaked memo revealed that the suspended minister directed the Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Madin, to transfer $585 million naira to a private account owned by one Oniyelu Bridget Mojishola, who the ministry claimed serves as the project accountant and grants for vulnerable groups. Can you imagine? So the minister had claimed the money was meant for vulnerable groups in Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Ogun, and Lagos State, respectively, describing the allegations against her as baseless. President Tinubu on Monday suspended Edu and directed her to hand over to the permanent secretary in the ministry. So on Tuesday, the Betta Edu honored the EFCC invitation, and she was subjected to marathon interrogation by investigators. So it was learned that detectives took away her personal and official passports, and she was barred from traveling out of the country. Exactly. Her predecessor, Umar Farouq, had been quizzed by the investigators for 12 hours on Monday concerning the probe into the 37.1 billion naira allegedly laundered during her tenure in office through a contractor, James Okwete. The ex-minister's passport was also seized as part of her bail conditions before she was subsequently released late Monday night. So the commission has seized the passports of 2 ministers, Sadia Umar Shehu and Sadia Umar Farouq and Betta Edu. We have also seized Mrs. Halima Shehu's passport pending the conclusion of investigations. The commission does not want to risk having any of them leave the country while they are still having questions to answer, a source told Punch. So that is the right thing to do, because the thing is too much. I tell you, the matter is just too much. The kind of scandal rocking that ministry, because that ministry looks like is the most juiciest ministry ever. Money is just falling in there, and from there goes to the public unaccounted for. Even if they can give individual vulnerable people 5,000 naira and come and tell Nigeria they give them 100,000. That is what they can come and say. Okay, so that system is just very porous and very vague and open-ended, and that is why these people are having the opportunity and impunity to do what they're doing, thinking that nothing will ever happen. Now, water don't pass Gary. Water don't pass Gary. Look at this young girl, Betta Edu, that is just 37 years old, starting life. Instead of her to do this job very clean, because there are greater things ahead for her, she chose to make quick money from the public fund. Now, how great is she now? I'm sure when she was given all this appointment, people were envying her. Hey, young woman. Hey, God, thank God. God bless you. Just like they said that she went to Yedepo and Yedepo prayed for her, and she must be maybe doing like maybe she's next to the women of Israel. Eh? Now look at what is happening now. It's quite unfortunate. Is it an error that you are using individual account to launder the money, or you are just trying to look at the 9 companies that were enlisted as companies that benefited from this laundering of this huge amount of money, the 37.1 billion. About 4 of them actually don't exist. They are not registered with CAC. They are just on paper, and you use them to launder the money. And look at what happened now. The whole this company that belongs to Tunji Ojo's wife or Tunji Ojo himself, they say they pay them almost 400 and something million naira as consultation fee. What are you consulting? Eh? Now what for these people? I'm telling you, it's quite unfortunate. They were just butchering the money to their own the way they want it. And just like others are saying that Betta Edu did not work alone, Umar Farouq did not work alone. So all the people that benefited from that money need to be dragged out, and they need to know that. So I hope that investigation will end well, so that Nigerians will know exactly what happened. They recover the money and use it for the purpose for which it was voted. That is it. So now that their passport has been seized, they can't go anywhere. They have to remain in the country until the investigation is over. There are a few comments here from a few individuals. Someone say, Chai, you why they happy the very day when Tinubu nominated you as minister, as the youngest to make things turn around. Exactly. Everybody was happy, for her as the youngest, the youth in power. And that would have been beginning of youth empowerment. But look at what has happened now. And then somebody is saying, what is wrong with my gender? There is God watching us, Abby. That is women gender, Abby. God will help you. Collect all your money from them, Abby. Which one will collect all your money from where? Another person is saying the Nigerians waiting to steal are more than the ones stealing already. Who then will set the record straight? Exactly. When we are saying that these old politicians should be retired and should be set packing so that young people can take over and turn things around, the young people are even proving to be worst. So who is going to turn things around for Nigeria? Nobody. I tell you, Buhari would have done nothing. We know, but the question is, when we have seen Buhari's system, and we thought we had seen it all, because that Buhari government was the worst in the history of Nigeria, that Tinubu has entered, and we are beginning to see a new version of corruption again, coming up. In fact, it's already in place, not just coming up. Because this goes ahead to prove that most of the people that Tinubu gave appointment actually are people that also have skeleton in their cupboard. And Tinubu gave them appointment just to compensate them for doing dirty work for him to become president. We can see the result of their products, the result of those people. Quite unfortunate. So Betta Edu and Umar Farouq passports have been seized as condition for bail before they were released, because they cannot risk having them travel out of the country while investigation is going on. And this is a very nice development. Thank you for listening, and let's have your comment for sharing.